Yes, people, bang on time this time. No lateness is greatness. This time, I'm just on time. Big up everybody that's joined from the last live. Yes, it went off on a tangent. I did decide to talk about Manchester United and Arsenal, and rightly so after the L's that they took today. But big up everybody that's in here. This one is the interactive live where you lot get your points across and we can discuss what you thought about today's game. But obviously, I'm going to let the room build up a little bit. Let me find myself on YouTube because these numbers are not always accurate. So I've got let me just update that. YouTube. I ain't gonna lie, I'm buzzing after that win. I can't lie. Absolutely buzzing after that win. Let me see. Okay. Now I'm backstage. Here we go. And boom. All right, we've only got 12 people watching. I ain't gonna start until we get at least 30 people in the room. At least 30 people in the room. Of course, bruv. People asking if they can join. The link's gonna be there for anybody to click. You get me? But we got up the numbers. Let's get the numbers up. Let's smash up that like. Let's smash up that subscriber button as well. Hit that subscribe button. All right, numbers are going up now. That's better. That's better. Let's get some more people in the room before I put out that that link. In the meantime, let's see what the people are saying. Yeah, 100% share that, all platforms. Karan, I'll get you on. Don't worry, I'll get you on first. I'll get you on first. Let's just make sure we've got 3 more people before this thing goes, before I put the link up. I called a 3-1 victory yesterday, but we absolutely destroyed them, man. Come on, yeah, come on. Yeah, man, follow what Craig is saying. Will Smith that like button up. Donnell, big up yourself as well. Big up everybody that's just joined in. Let's see what we're saying on YouTube. We've got 29 people on YouTube. We're waiting for one more person to join. And the link goes up. Listen, I've got the link copied. I need that one more. Siddharth, big up yourself. Coach's Corner, big up yourself. How's everyone feeling after that result? Do you reckon it was a spectacular Chelsea or a poor Southampton? I reckon it was a bit of both, to tell you the truth. Absolutely. There we go. Boom. Now we've got Guni got his request. So now I'm going to pop the link in the chat. Copy. Paste. The link is in the chat. Replacing that pin message with the link so it will be at the top of the chat. It has been posted. I can't put it up on my... Oh, yeah, that's why, because I'm not on StreamYard yet. I can see Sid waiting backstage. I'm going to give Karan a few minutes to jump in because he did request that he wanted to jump on first because he's got somewhere to be. There he is. There he is. We'll get started with Karan. Then it's Sid. Then it will be man like Joey. Then it will be Jake. Oh, what's going on, my bro?
Good. Guni, how are you doing, man?
Fantastic, bruv. I'm very happy with that emphatic bounce back that we had.
Yep.
6-0 victory today, man. And just like the comment says there from Chelsea boy, that was a reaction. That's what we want to see from a big team. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But Sid, talk to me, man. Talk me through the game. I'm sorry, I called you Sid. Karan. I'm just reading
It's
through the
all good,
bottom
man.
of the names
It's
at the
all
same
good, man.
time I'm talking to you.
It's all good, man. Yeah, no. 7-2 on the aggregate in the last 2 games, and I think we leveled the goal difference that we had in the last 2 games. So that was a great performance. Um, Started off pretty aggressive. I felt from the very first moment the team was determined to get an early goal. And not only did they get an early goal, they got, I think, 2, 3 goals in the first 30 minutes itself, which again was a mark of, I think, what Tuchel would have discussed in the last couple of days with the players. I think he would have gone hard on them. I think if you heard his press conference yesterday, he said that I didn't ask for their opinions, I just gave mine straight up. It goes on to show that he would have really given them the hairdryer treatment, which I think was warranted considering the performances we had. Um, with regards to some of the players, I think this game summarized Timo Werner's career at Chelsea. He could have had 5 goals.
Correct. You cut out there just a little bit. Just say that last
Yeah.
bit again.
I said this game was a representation of Timo Werner's career at Chelsea so far. He could have had 5 goals, and he had to hit it 3 times on the post. I mean, good game for him, but he's not cut for Chelsea, man. I'll be honest. He needs to leave.
Yeah, and it was like I was saying in the last live. This was just really like the kind of game for him, and you're not gonna get this in every single Premier League game.
Yeah.
Hassan, who I said he died on his sword. He didn't want to sit back and just absorb pressure and try and hit us at the counter attack. He felt he was at home. Chelsea 2 defeats on the bounce, and how they're looking in front of goal. I think it backfired on him. He wanted to go there, try and get something out of it. Went horribly wrong. Absolutely cut them to shreds, we did today. And I thought Mason Mount was at the centre of all of that, to be honest. I thought he had a very, very good game today, especially with the criticism that he's been getting. Rightly so, with his inconsistencies in his form. But today I thought he had it all. Very, very good composure to set up Marcus Alonso for the first goal. Excellent technique for his first goal as well. And then
Yep.
obviously he got his
Yep.
second goal later on in the game. But talk to me about Mace.
Mason Mount, man, he's as underwhelming, or as fans, I think we have been a little harsh on him this season. But at the same time, the ceiling that as fans have for him is so high that I think he has the highest goal contributions in Chelsea right now. I think he has like 10 or 11 goals and about 8 or 9 assists in the Premier League itself. I think so. He's actually been performing pretty well for the position, considering the position he plays in. But then again, I think the issue with him has been his consistency. There are games where he goes missing, and if we start seeing him perform the way he did today, consistently, or I'm not even saying score 2, 3 goals every game, but just creating those key passes, creating those opportunities for the players to finish. I don't think we as fans would ever have any complaints from him because he would be giving his 100% every single time. But before the season started, for me, Mason Mount was the pick who would sort of have a dip in form this season, and I'm not surprised to see that. He has been playing a lot in the last 2 years, and he's just about 22, 23, so it's sort of
Yeah,
expected.
still young.
These form, yeah, the dips in form are kind of expected out of him. But he's one of our own, man. I think he's only gonna get better. Him and Kai Havertz, for me, you have to build the team around them. Reece James as well, to add to that. The team has to be built around these 3 guys. I mean, they are such great players for the club. Kai Havertz definitely
Absolutely.
over the last few months he has definitely stepped up. So he's included in this conversation for that reason.
No, absolutely, man. And Kai Havertz again with another goal today. I thought he was fantastic. Just these, like everybody's come up against in the past. I'd say 4 or 5 games, maybe even more than that. He's just been absolutely unplayable. Absolutely
In
unplayable.
Premier League, I think this was his 5th game in a row where he scored. If I heard the commentary correct, I think this was his 5th game in a row that he has scored. So he's definitely picking up form, and we definitely need him to score more.
Yeah, and it's not looking good for Lukaku.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was injured. He was fighting with a Achilles problem. So he wasn't available today. I felt if he was involved today, he might have got a couple of goals, but still, just goes to show Kai Havertz, undoubtedly has to be our number one choice. He's molded. Remember, he's not a natural centre forward either, and he's
Yeah.
just at each game that he plays is just getting better and better,
Yeah.
looking more and more dangerous in front of goal, and just
Yeah.
obviously involving others into play as well with his movement and just several other things. He's such an intelligent player. I can't wait to see him develop through Chelsea. But Karan, thank you very much for joining. Let me let you go. I'm
One
gonna
thing
have
I
to
would
pull
have,
on.
one thing I just want to say with regards to the game on Tuesday. Am I 100% confident after seeing this game? To be honest, no. I think if Lukaku would have scored in that Madrid game, I would have been certainly more confident. But you're going at the Bernabeu in a full stadium. Courtois, man, that guy is a bloody snake, man. I don't want him to have the last laugh, honestly. Um, but it's a little difficult. If we are able to maybe get a goal in the first 30 minutes and get the opening goal, I think we would have some sort of a chance. But it's looking difficult, man. If Benzema plays, it's looking difficult. But I don't expect the performance at Madrid that we had last week at the bridge. I definitely would. I'm looking forward to a much better performance. Whether we win or lose or draw, I still believe that we'll perform way better than we did last Tuesday. Whether we go through, that remains to be seen. It all depends whether we are able to take our chances. We have to be clinical.
Absolutely. And for me, I'll only have optimism if we go 2 goals up in the first half and we keep a clean sheet
Exactly.
at least in that first half. That's when I
Exactly.
might start to change my mind. But it's
Yeah.
still a massive, massive task to
Yep.
do. But thank you very much for joining in. I'm gonna
Thanks,
bring
man.
on the next person, which is gonna be Sid. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, bro. Yeah, man. Sid, how you doing, my guy?
I'm fine, Guni. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Is there an issue with my internet, by the way? Am I lagging a little bit
Yeah,
or am I good?
you are lagging a little bit. Not much, but you are lagging a little bit.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I've got my. Let me make sure I've got my data cable in. Give me just 1 second, because I don't want this to
Yeah.
keep lagging. Yeah, that's in. Yeah, not too sure what's going on there, but come, let's talk about the game. 6-0 emphatic win against Southampton away from home as well at the St Mary's Stadium. Very important 3 points that we got. As well, not that I was really looking over my shoulder too much, the fact that Arsenal dropped points today, as did Manchester United. Not that I care too much about them, but still, good all-round day today, man. But let's talk about today.
Yeah, man, I think I sent you a clip on Instagram today that I yesterday told you that I want a destruction. And we saw
Yeah,
that. Whether Southampton played bad or good, I don't care a bit. I just want to make sure that it goes a statement to Real Madrid that it is not going to be an easy night there.
yeah,
We are not
yeah.
a fun team to just play around like a dog. It's not going to be that all day you are going to be rosy.
Absolutely. I mean, with the showing today, but we also got to take into account. Look, Southampton are Southampton, Real Madrid are Real Madrid, but still, like it did show today, we had our shooting boots on. Although Timo Werner could have had probably 4 or 5 goals, he still took 2 goals, which
Yeah.
is all right for him. But outside of that, I thought we were spectacular. Mason Mount today, like I said in the previous call, I thought he was absolutely fantastic today. I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek done well in that right wing back role as well. I thought everybody came today. But obviously the
Yeah.
two standout performers for me today, Mason Mount, and I've also got to give a shout out to Timo Werner, man, because he did inadvertently assist Kai Havertz for his goal. You know, smashed the post, the inside of that post, rebounded out to Kai Havertz for the simple finish. But Mason Mount, let's start with him.
Yesterday, I said you on stream that I would drop him because I would give him his mental rest. And I had also a chat with Nick Blue earlier today before the match where he said that Mason Mount could be replaced by Conor Gallagher, where I was having a heated debate with him because I think Mason Mount is unreplaceable because he plays very well at wings. Conor Gallagher is different thing, but I believe in Mason Mount. If we are saying he has a bad season, then also he's getting goal contribution around 21 goal contributions this season in all competition, and still we are saying he has a bad season. So that shows what level he can go, and I have faith in him. But I told yesterday that I would drop him today, but he showed a masterclass.
Absolutely, he's proved himself to be undroppable for Real Madrid. But even today, Kai Havertz. Look, I'm tired of talking about him, but in a good way. Do you know what I mean? Kai's just putting in consistent performances now.
Yeah.
Kovacic coming back into that midfield. He obviously missed the Brentford game and he surprisingly missed the Real Madrid game as well. I thought he would have been involved in either or perhaps even both, but I thought he did well coming back into the team today. Did Kovacic impress you as well?
Yeah, he is currently the best midfielder that we have got on a consistent base. He is performing very well this season, and before he was injured, he also had 5 assists. That's not a joke. when you are starting for 6 or 7 games and you are then getting injured. He had 5 assists that time, and he was linking well with Lukaku. That means he's playing well. If you are linking well with Lukaku, means you are playing well.
No, absolutely. But definitely this does give me some confidence for Real Madrid. Whether we're gonna go through and make it happen, that's another question in itself. But I've previously said 2 goals in the first half with no response. Then I might start believing again. But I still think there's a lot of work to do. Bernabeu full of fans. You know, it's going to be different this time round. But how do you fancy your chances after today's win?
See, Bernabeu is going to be tough, but I think if we get even a single goal without conceding one in the first half, then the game is on. Because even Real Madrid know that. Yesterday, last time when we faced them in second half, we took around 20 shots. Courtois saved made two brilliant saves. Lukaku missed two sitters for me. Both the header were easy, which he missed. He placed them wide. So Real Madrid are going to be fearful of us if we scored the first goal, because then the pressure will mount on them, and if we win the midfield battle, then we are going to win that game.
Yeah, and I
And
thought. Go on.
I think not being reactionary, but we should play Timo Werner on that left wing, not that left wing, but that inside forward channel against Nacho and Carvajal, because Eder Militao is, I think, got 2 yellows, so he's suspended for that match, and both of them don't have pace. So I
Okay.
think he can create havoc on that side. We all know that his finishing is not up to the point, but he can create chances. Everybody know that. If he plays a match, the chances in that match are going to be high. Even he takes it or not, but the chances creation is high in that match.
Yeah, I agree with you. My thing is Real Madrid are firmly in the driving seat. I don't imagine them to be sitting back and absorbing pressure for the entire 90 minutes. I still expect them to provide some kind of entertainment with their fans. That's the kind of team that they are. So there will be opportunities to get in behind. So I do see your sense
Yeah,
in what you were saying. If it was an Atletico Madrid, I would have told you absolutely not, no way. But
no,
Werner doesn't
I
start.
would
But
have, I would also have not told anyone of Werner or Lukaku to start, because they can't clear a low block, man.
yeah, that's
We
what I
saw that
mean.
in Premier League whole season.
But yeah, but again, we don't know because we don't know how Real Madrid are gonna look at it. It might be that they go with exactly how I said, or it might be that they say, you know what, respect these guys, they're champions of Europe. They've just thumped Southampton 6-0. Let's respect them a bit and sit back. So it remains to be seen. But Sid,
But
thank gone.
But if they try to sit back, they are not that capable of defending well. Everyone knows that Real Madrid are not good at defending. They are good at counter attacking and even attacking from the front, which is famous for Carlo Ancelotti. He stayed here 2 seasons. Everybody saw a goal number of 6, 7, 8 at Chelsea. He's full of attacking, and if he let them sit back, PSG dominated them, and we are going to do so if he sits back like Burnley.
Interesting. Interesting. You make a good point. But Sid, hopefully Tuesday
Yeah.
night we come back with a bigger smile on our face going through against Real Madrid. Massive ask, but I've got several other callers that are waiting backstage. I've got to let them jump on now. But thank you very much for joining in as usual, my bro. Yeah, there was someone asked me a question in here. Guni, be honest, can you see Chelsea beating Real Madrid in the second leg? It's 70-30 Real Madrid. That's how I feel right now. 30% chance we can do it. 70% Real Madrid will do it. That's how I feel. I'm not gonna lie, not gonna lie. But Joseph, give me a thumbs up if you are ready, my bro. Yes, let's go. Let's go.
What's
Joey,
good,
how
bro?
you? Yeah, man. Finally, something to smile about. An emphatic 6-0 victory, bro. Something
Yeah,
that we
that was
needed to
good.
see.
That was good. I'm pretty excited for this Madrid game, though. Now, I must say, I am pretty excited for this Madrid game. I wanted to see the attitude. That's really what I wanted to see.
Thomas Tuchel blatantly gave them an absolute bollocking.
Oh, I'm
100%.
sure he gave him a lashing. Like it was. I mean, he gave him a lashing in public. In his post-match interview, it was like, telling them we won't even have anything to play for if we don't turn our heads and start doing something.
Absolutely.
What you telling me?
Do you know what? Yeah, just based on the way we started that game, we've got to be on the same vibe against Real Madrid. We've got to hit them straight away. And, you know, the last caller, Sid, he always makes great points. So big up Sid. But he did, although Werner did get a couple goals today and he did show, you know, how valuable he can be against a team that's not afraid to play a bit of a higher line, it might be worth giving him the chance, you know.
You know, I think it's going to happen not because of the offense, more of like, we all know his offensive capabilities aren't up to par, but when it's Timo, Kai, Mount pressing up at the top for our counter press, so when we lose the ball, we're not getting hit on the counter right away. We're getting the ball back like we did today, which was like huge. I mean, we scored the one that Kai scored today was off of a press. I mean, Kai basically barely almost took it away, and then Timo took it inside. Man, that guy must be, I don't know what the hell's wrong with this kid, man. What could be wrong with this guy's luck, man? Like, how can someone hit the post so many times? We watch this guy like on a consistent basis. It's like there's never a game where Timo's either offsides or hit the post. Like, is ever. There has to be like every single game that this guy's ever played, he's either hit the post or has been offsides once. And I don't know, man. That Madrid game's looking good. And you know, something that you keep on bringing up to me is the Bernabeu idea that it's this fortress, bro. They just got nipped 4-0 in the Bernabeu 2 weeks ago. Like
it's a different set of circumstances, though, bruv.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
How much different? Because they had players out in that game too. They're gonna have players out in this game too. Like, it's not like they had their back line isn't gonna be the back line they want. Yeah, Benzi's gonna be there. We have to deal with Benzi. Like, if we have to deal with them, if we don't deal with them, just call it a quits. It's over. If we don't deal with them, it's over. But if we can deal with them, like we've seen our team do before, we've dealt with them in the past, and we can't give Vinicius that damn left channel, like Thomas said, then bro, I'm not saying nothing until it happens. But
do you see us getting 3 goals at Madrid, or at least getting 2 and taking them to penalties and making this happen?
Yeah. Honestly, yes. Especially the way that Ancelotti like addresses these type of ties. Like, he's gonna be very conservative to start. And like, once we get rolling like that and we get an early goal, I mean, it shows in every game that we've ever played. We get an early goal. The game is very, very hard to take away from us.
Oh boy, it's for me. It's
now. Do I see that we're gonna win that game on Tuesday? I'll put. We're gonna win that game. Now, can we stop Madrid from scoring? Like, that's what's in my mind, right? That's what's in my mind. I have faith in the way that we can counter press the score. We had showed so many opportunities in the first leg. We showed a lot of opportunities. We didn't finish.
Absolutely, Lukaku's 2 headers. Well, one of them being way.
I mean, even some of the takes, even just some of the shots that we've had that keep Courtois saved. I mean, like, we had opportunities in that game to score. We just didn't take them. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens with us playing the way that we want to play.
Well, Real Madrid, I don't see them sitting back. I don't. And again, Sid made a good point. That when they sit back and try and absorb pressure, they're not very good at it. So they will be coming at us, man. And yeah, Timo's definitely given us something to think about. 6-0 today. But let's touch on Mason Mount real quick because I've got several people waiting backstage. I don't want to keep them waiting too long, but let's just touch on Mason Mount real quick. My man of the match today. Hopefully he can continue this performance and carry it into Real Madrid, because if he does, I'm telling you, he's going to be an integral reason as to why we win this next leg. Absolutely. But talk to me about Mason Mount today. Brilliant.
Oh yeah, he was fantastic. He saw all the memes, all the compilations of the hair twists and the hair flicks and everything chopped off his head. Looked like young Zidane out there. Like when Zidane first came out, his head was just straight, like this line was straight here and like straight here. And it was just like he played like him too, and it was great. It was just great to see. And I said if people are stat merchants, I'm not. But he has the same amount of goals and more assists than KDB this year. Like, I'm not a stats merchant, but that's a 22-year-old. You can't think consistency is going to be there every single week. Like, we have Lampard expectations for this kid.
Facts.
And it's like, what are we like when he has a stinker, we're all looking at him like he is Lampard, but he's only 22, and we're wanting more of the Lampard things to come out of him. You know what I mean? The long shots, especially the long shots. That's what I'm waiting for Mace to do, is hit them from deep like he did today. And hey, long may it continue.
Yeah, he never really gets too many opportunities in that area to take that shot. But that's because he doesn't operate too much just behind them strikers, or just outside the box that he found himself. He used to, but this season not really as much, bro.
You're right. But I think also like the whole cutting from inside. He cuts from inside a lot. Like he cuts from outside to inside a lot, and I feel like he has opportunities to either look over for a cross or take it himself like Ziyech would, really. But he just doesn't take the shot as much as I would like him to. I feel like he has like that same kind of mentality Odegaard has, where he should definitely take more shots. Like I want you to take more shots, Mace. I want you to be in the box taking the shot, like be the end product. Because obviously we have problems up there, and a lot of the times you're the one finishing it. So like getting that opportunity more and taking more shots for me is where I think Mace takes that next step and starts scoring more goals.
Fair enough. Hey Joey, thank you very much for jumping.
My brother, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Oh, yeah, how'd your son do today?
Done very well. Done very, very well. I can't say too much because no decision's been made. That's why I haven't really spoken about it much. But once we know, then
we got splits for Arsenal today. We got splits from Arsenal. We're rolling splits like troops on TV today. Like it was peak.
Arsenal, United, everyone can get it, man, and he's definitely gonna get it on back again tomorrow. But Joey, thank you very much for jumping on. Isaac is next. Added Time Podcast. Then Hanno is next, and then it's Nippon, Uncle Jesters, then T-Boys TV. I'll have you on because I know you want to do a little preview on your Luton game. But let's go. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, my bro. Let's do this. Isaac, how are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
Not too bad. There was a bit of confusion yesterday in the chat. Somebody said that you thought Tuchel should be fired or Tuchel should leave. And I don't remember hearing that.
No, I think they misunderstood me. Yeah, so if I had the same problems, like the was as you not get paid, not on the football, personal life, I would leave. I think that's where they misunderstood me.
No, but yeah, okay. Well, at least you got to clarify your point, which is good, because quite a few people in the chat were like, "What is going on here?" But you heard Isaac; he clarified his point. He does not want Thomas Tuchel to leave, so the meltdowns can stop melting down. But we are here today to discuss a 6-0 emphatic win against Southampton at St. Mary's Stadium.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to let you get into it. Talk to me. Good points. If there are any bad points, and how you feel going into the Real Madrid game after this.
Yeah, it was absolutely phenomenal game from everyone. I think everyone played the game. Absolute top performance. I know it's not the same because it's not Real Madrid Southampton is different, but I think Mason Mount and Kai Havertz, they were absolutely incredible. They were top notch. And Mason Mount, that reminded me from him last season. That Mason Mount. I hope he keeps playing that role because he created a lot of chances. You saw the first goal and the second, as he was involved in every goal. And Kai Havertz, he gives me the Zidane vibes, you know. And his composure, his physical, he's incredible. In the last few months, he's really stepped up.
Yeah, and a lot of that is consistency in playing in that position instead of being used on the wing or in midfield, or it's a false nine sporadically. But I think consistency has definitely helped him. He's coming on leaps and bounds again today, integral in that attack. Mason Mount for me was the main guy in that attack for me. He was just really pulling the strings. Midfield wise as well, I thought we were quite comfortable. I thought N'Golo Kante was quite positive today in comparison to what we saw of him against Real Madrid. I thought Kovacic stepped in today and made a real difference. Loftus-Cheek operating in that right wing back position today was a bit of a surprise for most. And I haven't really asked people the question that I've come on before, but how do you think Loftus-Cheek performed today? And can you see that being sustainable for the future?
To be honest, when I saw the lineup, I was scared. But I could see Thomas do the same thing that Ancelotti did with Valverde, you know, because they like to press us high, and I think that's when Loftus-Cheek would come into the midfield and help out Kovacic and Kante, and that worked, to be honest, because I think Loftus-Cheek played a much better game than they did previous games, and I think that's helped us attack much more.
No, 100%. Would I go with him right wing back against Real Madrid? I'm gonna probably stick Reece James there, to be honest. And I was happy that Reece didn't start the game today. I felt that him playing 90 minutes today would have been a huge risk. He did come on later on in the game, but I was happy to see him on the bench. I think that's an indicator that he will obviously be starting against Real Madrid this week. But just in terms of, you know, the opportunities that were created today, Timo had so many opportunities today. I don't remember the last game where we created so many. Is that to do with Mason Mount operating behind the strikers? Is it to do with Southampton being poor, or is it to do with just Kai Havertz just really starting to master his role and Timo Werner being given the opportunities in behind? I'm just interested to know your opinion on that.
Yeah, to be honest, my dad, he's not a big fan of Timo Werner. He wants him to leave the club, and I can't blame him because he gets really angry with him because he's missed 5 chances in the game. But he could score 5 goals today, to be honest. But I'm happy with 2 goals, and you shouldn't really complain when we score 6, you know. But and I think it depends because Southampton gave us a lot of space, I think, in the midfield because Prowse and Romeo were much more on the sidelines. I think there was much space in the middle, and but I think Mason Mount was absolutely incredible. Just I hope they can perform like that on Tuesday because that's what the real test are against Madrid, Casemiro, Alaba. You know, these elite players.
No, absolutely. Do you think we've got enough to turn it around at the Bernabeu after what you saw today?
It depends on the first half because I think the first 10-15 minutes is crucial. If we can, it depends if really Madrid press us or sit back. Because if they sit back, I will not play because he does not create enough. He's not technical enough. But I will play Pulisic or Mount or Havertz up top. If they press us high, I will play Werner because there is space in behind that he can run onto. That's when I think it will be more helpful.
If we start Pulisic, one thing we cannot do again is A, start Azpilicueta on that left side, and B, allow him to be isolated on that left side, because Real Madrid didn't mind that at all. Constantly 2-on-1, 2-on-1, what he was facing. It was hard for him to create anything from there, to get any kind of, dribble off and beat a player, because if he beats one, he's got another one that he's got to deal with immediately. So something's definitely got to give in this lineup. We've got to work out a way to combat their 4 in the midfield. Although on paper it's 3, Valverde, as we saw in that trident of attack, drops down into that midfield to make it a 4. We've got to find a solution for that. I'm confident Thomas Tuchel will. It's just whether we're going to do enough to progress to the semi-finals remains to be seen, my bro. But Isaac, listen, I'm going to have to let you go. I've got so many people that are waiting backstage.
Before I go, can I always say, let's all just laugh at United and Arsenal.
Hey, that's hilarious. Hey, come on, up the blues, man. All right.
Thank you.
I did, Jake, I know I said you were next, but I did completely forget. Tony Rolfe was in the room early, but he skipped out and jumped back in. So I'm going to put him in, and then I'm going to put you in, then the order's going to remain. I apologize. If I have to go over an hour, I will go over an hour. Everybody will be seen today, 100%. I can promise you that. But Tony, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right. Chelsea SW6 in the building. Big up yourself. If you're not subscribed to this man's channel, make sure you are. I will put his link down there in the description, so you can definitely be watching his videos. But first of all, Tony, before any game, before anything, I've got to ask you, how's your son doing? I did watch your video where you explained he had the operation, so it's an opportunity to see how he's doing, man.
Thanks, man. And that really means a lot, actually. That you actually have not just watched the video, but for the he's doing all right. He's convalescing now. He's back from hospital. It's one of those things, It's an 8-year-old boy comes home from school.
Yeah.
Mum, Dad, I've got a bit of a pain in my side. I'll be all right, son. Maybe it's just a stitch or something. You know what it's like, and then it's getting a little bit worse. Dad, so you make a few preliminary. They said, calls to the hospital. They said, well, bring him down, just check him out. 5 hours later, he's in a bloody children's ward.
Yeah.
Going through all these bloody blood tests, and next day you're signing off papers for operations and all that. It's just horrible,
Yeah, but how's he doing now, though? He's doing okay now, much better?
Yeah, he's at home. He's at home now, but he's loving all the fussing and all that sort of stuff. But that's why I never went to Southampton, to be fair. I never went there. I gutted, actually, in a way, because of the result and everything else. But I shall be at Wembley at the weekend. Looking forward to that, But what a tonic today has been, just when we're flat as a pancake, week from hell, 7 goals shipped in, and then what a tremendous performance today. And, looking at that lineup at the start, thinking, oh, wow, what's it going to be like? Well, we've got a good record at St Mary's. We really, really have.
Yeah.
And, but we started it off so well, didn't we? I mean, could have been 3 up in the first 5 minutes,
Yeah. Timo Werner being unlucky with those 2. But listen, this is what I love about Timo. This is what I will say about him, is that even though he misses opportunities like that, another striker, case in point, Alvaro Morata, would have gone missing for the rest of the game. But he just keeps on going. He's just so persistent. And you can never knock Timo for that. So, regardless of if he misses a sit or if he has a stinker, he's given 100%. But today, if it wasn't for the brilliance of Mason Mount, I would have given him man of the match today. But speaking of Mace, man, talk to me about his performance today. I thought he was absolutely majestic.
Back to himself, and what really annoys me, the doubters, about Mason Mount. I don't know what he has to do, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's an incredible footballer, absolutely incredible. Was it 2 goals, an assist? Brilliant, absolutely. The kid's fantastic, And I no doubt he loved that one, at St Mary's today. Obviously, being from Portsmouth and all that. He's
a Portsmouth fan originally, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, yeah.
I forgot about that. That's where they're
really tight communities, Portsmouth. When you go, I don't know if you've ever been there and that, but it's obviously it's a naval sort of place, but but it's very, very tight. They're all it's real hardcore community. I've got family, living in Havant in Portsmouth. I know the place really well.
One of my good friends used to go university there. I visited him once over there. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of boats. Obviously, there's a lot of porting going on down there. So, but it's a very nice place. I'd advise anybody to go over there and just visit it once if you haven't already. But just going back,
this is a fantastic stepping stone because confidence is everything. Yeah, goals is everything, and I've got to tell you, I mean, it's like boxing. They say that most fights are won in the first couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Or the weigh-in, for example, where if you notice, it's very clever what what's his name's doing with the Tyson fight coming up. He's avoiding all the razzmatazz, because he knows what Tyson's like, and he can get really under your skin. You know what I mean? As we know, and it's the same thing with football. But with Real Madrid on Tuesday, if we were to get the first goal, you watch it change. You watch the noise in the stadium change. You watch their players change. And it's a natural reaction to drop deep.
Yep.
If they drop deep, they'll play us on. I actually think this game's shaped for Werner, because I think they'll try and press us high in the start, try and stop us, from getting some kind of momentum. But I think we're more than it's more than we've got a chance. I don't see, without this away goal rule now in place, we've got a chance, haven't we? Let's be fair.
Yeah.
If the away goal rules are in, we'd say it's game over.
It was
no one's going to come back. Yeah, but we was really unlucky actually on Wednesday night. If you look at the chances we had, a tremendous save from Thibaut Courtois from Aspilicueta.
World class save that was.
Absolutely. He's a doubt. For Wednesday, for Tuesday. He's a doubt.
Courtois.
No, Aspie. He's got COVID or something, isn't he? Or he's tested for COVID. Same with Lukaku, isn't it? Lukaku.
Well, here's the thing: is as much as it is a blow, I think the performance from Marcus Alonso today as well kind of softens that.
Yeah.
It does.
Play Alonso one side, James the other, and then go with a free. At the back. You know what I mean? And we're nice and sturdy. Then look, Mendy's got enough. Money in the bank. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
To allow a mistake. Yeah. Listen, it was a colossal mistake. Let's hope it right. He should have put it into Rosette or just knocked it away. It was a terrible error of judgment, and it was all about timing, wasn't it? Because crowd momentum, everything was up, and then just when you're about to, sort of push on to try and get that second goal, where I think we would have done so, they killed it, didn't they? There and then,
Yeah, straight after half time as well. Time to concede that. But this is the thing, though, Tony. Sweeper keepers, it happens at least once or twice in their career. They get caught in possession, or they'll make a mistake where they shouldn't, and they get punished for it. It's part of the occupation, man. It's an occupational hazard, as they call it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But does this 6-0 win give you confidence going into the Bernabeu, though?
Yeah, not just a 6-0 win. I just fancy us. It's Champions League. It's a quarter final. And we've got nothing to lose. That means we're dangerous. You know that. Yeah. We've got nothing to lose. Yeah, they've got everything to lose, but we've got nothing to lose.
No, absolutely.
So from that perspective, as I say, if we were to go 1-0 up, you watch it all change. Then you watch the way the whole psychology, the pendulum swings, then, and everything changes, and then we're in the ascendancy.
Yeah.
And then they don't know whether to go forward or it's one of them, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's exciting,
I think the opening 20 minutes of that first half is going to be key. We get a goal, then anything can happen. Absolutely.
Or even keep it tight. Even keep it nice and tight. Nick one just before half time, or even it's 0-0 with 25 minutes to go. Anything's possible. Because if you get that one goal, then it's game on. Just complete another game on.
No, absolutely.
And that's so. We must all go in with real positive thoughts, positive mental energy, because you know what you think about always comes about. So manifestation is always created by positive thoughts.
Positive thoughts, absolutely.
And then we must go there with that in mind. You know, I'll just say one little thing. You know, you said you've been watching my stuff.
Yeah.
Because obviously, for over a year, I didn't put nothing out. Like, you know, so massive respect to everyone that stuck with me. So I'm having to kind of start all over again, and I put some I put some recent stuff out.
Yeah.
And did you see my one about the conspiracy?
With the sale of the club.
Yeah.
To do with the buyers of the club. I did, but I didn't finish. I didn't finish the video because I got caught in something. But I did start watching it. But definitely,
Listen,
go on.
Oh, what a tangle web we weave, mate, when we practice to deceive. Because
that's what you said in the video as well. Yeah, that's what you said.
Yeah, can I share it with you very, very briefly? Yeah.
All right, we've got time? We've got to be quick though, Tone, because we've got several people backstage that are waiting. So let's make this real quick.
I don't want to ruin their. Let them come on, yeah, and just watch it on the channel, innit? You know what I mean?
And Tony's channel, I'm gonna put it in the description after I've done with this live. So if you do want to go and check out the channel, very informative stuff. Tony's been a Chelsea fan for God knows how long. Very informed guy, knows a lot about the club. So if you want to know your history about Chelsea, definitely follow him. I watch him to learn about the club as well. So you get me, each one teach one. Appreciate you, Tony, and I hope I'll see you again next week on the show, man. Appreciate
Much love, guys. Up to Chelsea, everyone. Keep the faith.
100%, and please send our love to your son as well, man. Speedy recovery.
Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thanks, buddy.
All the Ronnies, thank you very much for the super chat. Tony, thanks for gracing the stream. Mad times for absolutely. Jake, thank you for thank you for waiting patiently, bro, and thank you to everybody else waiting. I will speed this along 100%, but I'll try and get everybody's thoughts in here as quickly as possible. Jake, how are you doing? How are you feeling after today's 6-0 victory against Southampton, bruv? Talk to me.
That was pretty refreshing, that performance today. Wow. Impressed with the guys. Perfect response.
Yeah, it was a brilliant response. Surprise performance from Timo Werner. Or is it a surprise, given the fact that Southampton weren't afraid to play the high line and left some space in at the back for him? Or was it because he was with his international teammate up top and they've already got an understanding playing with each other? Did that work to our benefit? Let me get your thoughts on Timo Werner.
Good game today. Could have had 5 goals today. Jeez, with that amount of shots he had on the goalpost and the woodwork today. I think it's the first time this season we've seen from someone in the league where it's the left, right, and the centre the woodwork today.
Yeah, and it had to, and of all people, of course, it had to be Timo Werner, one of the most unluckiest strikers in football. Well, inside forwards in football, whatever you want to call him. But he was rewarded with 2 goals today. I was desperate for him to get his hat-trick. That would have been something. I felt he deserved it, but still contributed way more than enough today. Even, denied his hat-trick, but set up Kai Havertz in the process of it. Kai got his goal, continuing his goal-scoring form. Mason Mount, for me, man of the match today. I thought we were brilliant absolutely everywhere. And it gives me a sense of positivity to going into this Real Madrid game. But, just talk me through who in particular impressed you today, and how do you feel will this momentum carry over into the Real Madrid game? Just give me your overall feeling about it.
You can't really say anyone had a bad game today at all. Even Loftus-Cheek, like I said, played pretty well there, but I don't think he's the long-term solution in terms of that right wing-back position. Mount, obviously the first guy, man of the match. His assist for Alonso was pretty impressive. I have to say that pass was brilliant. I was like, wow, that's like... We need to see that from him every week in and out. And the thing is as well, I don't know if you remember last night, a lot of us, including me, was like, he has to be dropped for this game. And I don't know if he maybe watched the stream, but he proved us wrong.
No, absolutely. Proved us wrong, man. Proved us wrong. But, listen, I never expected that 6-0 win. And I want to take it back to Thomas Tuchel. And unfortunately, somehow he slipped my mind and I didn't ask everybody else beforehand. But today, he got it absolutely spot on. But I think this he had this game in mind the second the final whistle was blown at Real Madrid. I am convinced at that point, obviously he was pissed off at what he saw, but he was not convinced.
Yeah.
He was not thinking about the second leg. In his mind, like he said, he was like, okay, we got Southampton and they could give us a battering here as well. I have got to stop the leaking. Whatever he said to those boys during this week, or whatever he did, you can tell that he has put a rocket up their ass, and they are definitely out there to perform 100%. So could this be the rocket that they needed to get 2 early goals in the first half at Real Madrid? Do you reckon?
I actually think so. And I'm not going to be overconfident at all, right? So for me, it's like if we can get, like you said earlier on, if we can get in the first 20 minutes a goal, 1-0, we've actually, I think we do have a chance. It's still a half impossible job, I think, to do. But whatever he said right after the previous game, it worked a charm today. And I think he's got the mindset he's got right of these guys. He was there. The stuff he said after the game was like, prove me wrong that you can get a performance against Southampton. And they definitely did the job today perfectly, I think.
Absolutely. All the Ronnie is asking for a tactical breakdown of today. Well, off the top of my mind, from what I saw today, was the 3-4-1-2. Mason Mount operating very well in behind Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, who operated a great partnership. Ruben Loftus-Cheek operating surprisingly as a right wing back, also cutting into the midfield to help out Kovacic and Kante when needed. I thought he paired up well. He linked up well in the final third as well. Pulling Southampton defenders all out of position, same way as Timo Werner really did well to hit them on the counter-attack as well. Southampton left acres of space in behind, which we exploited very well. Timo Werner, several times we saw him using his explosive pace, getting in behind. One of those times hitting the post and providing Kai Havertz with the assist. I believe it was for that goal anyway. But yeah, it was really, honestly, I don't want to overstate the fact that Chelsea were brilliant, because I also think that Southampton were quite poor today. I do think that. So I do want to be careful, really, like overhyping this result, because Real Madrid are going to be a completely different test. But for you, does Timo Werner come into the lineup against Real Madrid from a tactical perspective?
I'm going to say yes. I think I'm pick him to play there on Tuesday night, and I think he's going to have a point to prove. I think he did it today, played well, but now it's a chance for him to definitely do something. And I think, like we just said about what Tuchel probably said to the team to prove him wrong, he's probably going to tell them now, like, listen here, prove me, you guys can do one of the big comebacks in the club's history, in the Champions League specifically, I think.
Yeah, some fans are comparing it to Napoli, the 3-1 Napoli. But again, this is Real Madrid, man, completely different. And you've still got players in that team who have done the back-to-back, several Champions Leagues between them. Elite players, some of the best players I've certainly seen in my lifetime. So a completely different test. Mm-hmm. But Jake, thank you very, very much for joining in. I'm going to try and get as many people in as possible. It looks like I'm going to have to go over the hour, but that's okay. I don't want anybody left behind. But big up yourself. Thank you very much for jumping in.
Cheers,
and see you hopefully on Tuesday, bro. Peace. Yes. Hey, at the time, you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, my bro. And then Nippon, you'll be next, because I see your battery's low, bruv. So I'm going to try and get you on sooner. Then Uncle Jester's T-Boys, I don't want to keep you waiting too long. Then I've got Hanno and Zion as well that are waiting backstage. But at the time, give me a thumbs up if you are ready so we can get this moving. Boom. Okay, let's go. What's going on, my guy? How you doing?
Good. Feeling good today after the game. So, after this whole day, pretty much, actually.
You've been waiting there quite patiently for a while, man, and I really, really appreciate that. I've had way more people than I expected today. There was even people trying to get into backstage and they couldn't because it was full. But I guess it's a good sign. I appreciate that, man. People are definitely appreciating this show. But bruv, 6-0 away from home in the Premier League. Talk to me, bruv. Let me know. Give me your analysis on today.
Man, like when we all saw that starting lineup, we all thought, okay, this might be Tuchel's last straw. This because I saw a lot of people, especially on Eunice's watch list, saying when they saw the lineup, they're like, Tuchel out. What is this? This is crap. I'm like, I'm not one to question Tuchel. I did look. I was like, why is RLC as a right wing back? But when I heard that Spilicueta looks like he got COVID, I was like, okay, makes sense. Don't tire out James. And then seeing Christensen, you already know how I feel about him. But the whole team up and down, top to bottom, was just great, flawless victory, Mortal Kombat style. It was just demolishing. Timo Werner with a hat trick with the post crossbar challenge all day for this guy right here.
Yeah.
Man, that ball hit the post like a stripper, man. Like it would just not get out of there. Like it was, but I mean, it just showed like he has his moments. Like like he might not be like the greatest goal scorer, in England right now, but he's always involved. He always moves around right. He could have had 2 hat tricks today, and also we gotta give a special shout out to Forster that. Man, he looked like he was making some world class saves. Looked like he was playing for like the World Cup final. Like,
yeah, he did. He actually kept the scoreline way more humble than it could have been. Do you know what I mean? So fair play to calling that out. It's true.
Yeah, I mean, respect has to be given. Everyone better be buying that man a drink if or something. Give him like a special couple blunts or something. Like this guy had a long 90 minutes today, but everyone was pretty flawless. Not one bad, minute or anything. Maybe except for Alonso's early on pass to Rudiger that kind of went for a corner. Mendy looked bored all day, but yeah, happy result, and then happier to see Man U losing to Lamp's team, and then Arsenal. That was just the cherry on top. It was a good day. It was a sigh of relief for all of us, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was. It was especially for Arsenal. It was good to see them get a humbling. All this talk about 2 points close to Chelsea. 2 points. Yeah, how's it looking now? We're 8 points clear of them. But yeah, that gives me some kind of renewed faith going into the Bernabeu this week, because anything else today other than an emphatic victory, like Sid said, I would not have been convinced. But look, Real Madrid, I've got to respect the qualities between the two teams, but I feel that we would be better off trying to start quickly and getting that early goal, because I think, like I said to Tony, we get a goal in the first 20 minutes, we rattle the shit out of Real Madrid. And if they do sit back, as Thomas Ritz has said, problem is with Timo's, he's only good against the high line, which is true, like Carson Hootle plays with. Real Madrid will sit back. This is the thing, is Real Madrid, they're not good sitting back. They're not the best sitting back. That's the thing. They're not good at absorbing pressure. So that might play into our hands. Tony said the same, and I believe Sid said the same thing. Yeah. So this game really, the more I think about it and the more I look at it, and the fact that Timo is definitely giving me something to look at. Because look, in terms of him taking his chances, I'm still not convinced. But in terms of creating chances, for other players, I do think that there's a huge possibility that he could do that. And, they don't have the fastest defenders available at Real Madrid, and Timo will burn them all day. But is there a difference in your thinking since yesterday and today after what you saw today going into the Bernabeu?
I mean, like you said, 2 whole different teams, like not night and day. And I think it's needed how we won today, because it does remind us that even though after the Brentford and the Madrid, 2 back-to-back like big losses, it did remind us that like we can play together. We do have a team like at the core of this, and why not? Like it is 90 minutes and to score 3 goals, or not even 2 goals. And if, like you said, if we can get a goal early on, I would even say within 10 minutes, because if you remember, we looked like we could have scored in the first 30 seconds. It was a cross from, I think James to post. It just missed it by a little bit. That would have changed up, in my opinion, everything. But if we can go into Bernabeu and get a goal within 10 minutes, defense stays solid, why not? And now, I think it was SW6 that said that reminder, Militao is out. Nacho's going to be in there. Nacho, Carvajal, that's going to be their weak side too. So if we can get Timo going in there and then having Kai, his compatriot, and having Mount, when those three are together, they look like a scary front three. Not to the point of like an MSN, but they do move well together. So, and then we do need to have Kovacic.
Absolutely,
he was amazing. It's a special shout to him. Because if it wasn't for Mount's performance,
he's a must. He's a must.
He's a must. Yeah, when we have content,
he was a must.
It's so why not having go back to his old team and then spank them, eliminate them, go to the next round, and we maybe go play Man City or Atletico. I'm still believing that Atletico is going to go through the next round, but why not? Like it's even if we take it to penalties. It could be done, and it's not over. I know it's just a really, really like that third goal was like demoralizing for all of us, and almost look like we can't win, nearly impossible. It's 2 goals, and any given day, any team can win. Yes, Napoli is the example, 3-1, different team altogether too, but I think we have a better team than we did back in when we won the Champions League. It was just more like it was written in the stars almost for us, but. I mean, like I said, every team is human. We can go and win there, but we just got to take it one game at a time, and then we can focus on Crystal Palace, and then 4:20 we play Arsenal. I guess like I've been saying like since I saw the day was announced, we're gonna be smoking up more than just Arsenal's top 4 hopes, man. And I can't wait to see Truce's reaction to that. Him and Zaw, it's just gonna be quiet, back to reality.
Yes, absolutely. Back again is going to be hell for the both of them because this time I'm not going to be nice. Usually I feel sorry for Arsenal because there's no fun. It's no fun in kicking somebody when they're down. But this time round, those two are an exception to the rule. They're definitely going to get it. But before you go, does our victory today in the Premier League pretty much make third place safe for us, or do you think there's still a long way to go? Because remember, the informed team that look favourite to be taking 4th is Spurs, but they still have got to play the North London derby. They've still got to play Liverpool away as well. And they have to play Leicester at home, which I think they'll win, but 3 difficult games. The other 2 more difficult than the Leicester game, I will say. Also, Brentford away. We saw what they done to us at home. Tottenham at home. Brighton at home. So actually, really, they don't have the easiest fixtures to close up. So do you feel third place is safe for us right now?
Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, how many points are Tottenham behind us right now?
Currently Spurs are. Hold on, let me get the table.
I got check out the app.
Spurs have got a game in hand on us, but they are 5 points behind. We've got a game in hand. Obviously, if we win that, we'll be 8 points clear of them. So yeah, third place looks pretty much safe. But I think that game in hand is Arsenal though, so we've got to get that result. And I think we will with the injuries that they have. I think they're going to get the results. But bruv, I can't keep you on much longer. I've got several other people waiting backstage. But before you go, plug up your ting. Let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Again, Out of Time Podcast on YouTube, Instagram, the Out of Time PC on Twitter. Man, and thank you just for the time, Guni, man. This interactive videos is game changer for everybody.
No, I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate you, man, for jumping in and everybody that does. But Nippon will be jumping on next. Thank you very much at the time. Bless up. Nippon, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. There you go. Still got enough juice in the phone, just about.
Yeah, 7%, 7%.
All right, so I'm not going to waffle on. I'm going to let you give your thoughts so we make sure that you get everything out. Go for it.
You know what? Can we just take a moment and laugh at Arsenal first? Honestly, I was clowned all week after we got hammered by Real Madrid, after Benzema slapped a hat-trick past us. I was getting clowned left, right, and centre. Oh, and I just need this. I need them to feel the humbling, honestly. Objects and mirrors are closer than they appear. Yeah, they are.
I saw that tweet.
Look,
And I was just
They
like,
are not getting top 4. Arsenal are not getting top 4.
and I love to see
Honestly. Honestly.
I love to see
But
it.
yeah.
But today, 6-0 win, emphatic from the boys, man, and definitely gives us something to think about going into Tuesday's game. But give me your thoughts on the game. Talk to me about your positives. There's hardly any negatives to speak about, but let me go through your positives today.
Look, Timo could have had a hat-trick today. And he would have been my man of the match if he'd got a hat-trick.
Absolutely.
And when I get home, I'll probably be doing an upload, so stay tuned for that, like player ratings and review. And actually, no, I might do a live stream tomorrow for the player ratings if you want to join, if you have time. But yeah, I want you to give it to Troops and Czar on the next podcast.
Hey, listen, I'm not going to be humble. I don't feel sorry for them now. I already started on their live stream. I was harassing Troops with the messages. He had to acknowledge that on air. I've let Czar know I am not missing this episode for shit, and I'm not going in there humble either. Trust me.
Yeah, I have to send you something through DM when I get home as well. Something to do with my podcast.
Absolutely, bruv. You know me.
Okay.
I'm happy to work with you. Just give me some time beforehand so I know, and I'll be happy to be there. And
yeah,
work.
9 p.m. UK if you're interested.
That's what, tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah.
Should be fine. I should be all right for that tomorrow.
But yeah, honestly, I would love it. That win Tottenham against Aston Villa, that pretty much sealed Arsenal's fate.
I think so too. I don't see Arsenal beating them in the North London derby either.
Me neither. Look, their record at the Lane is so poor.
Yep. It's put, and then now with the way Tottenham are just scoring just freely, Arsenal look like they're in trouble. They've got a lot to think about facing them. But third place, is that secure for us now? Is that a given?
Yes. It's pretty much secured. I don't see us bottling it. And for me, I still feel the tie is over. But all I'm going to say is if we get 2 early goals, which is going to be difficult at the Bernabeu, game on. That's all I'm going to say.
But Nippon, the more I talk to you guys and interact, I feel like we can get it done,
Oh God,
I feel like we can get, especially today after, listen, I know Timo is not the long-term answer. In my opinion, he still needs to be sold. But just from a tactical perspective, every once in a while, he could be useful. And Madrid could really play into our hands here.
Look, but do you not think Carlo's thinking the same thing? Yeah. Do you not think that he's probably thinking this tie's not done?
Yeah, there is Carlo Ancelotti to think about as well. He knows.
But then again, we've had these agents in the past. Antonio Conte gifting us the Carabao Cup final.
There you go.
So who knows? Carlo Ancelotti could be another agent. David Luiz pretty much playing shit every time he played against us when he was at Arsenal.
Yep, honestly, a miracle needs to happen at the Bernabeu. Remember, we also have to stop Real Madrid from scoring. We have to stop them from scoring. Otherwise, it's just going to be an uphill ice skate, in my opinion. But, Nippon, let the people know what you've got coming up on your channel today or tomorrow so they can make
tomorrow
sure
it's currently 10:10 in southeast London, where I am currently waiting for the DLR. Tomorrow I have a podcast coming up 9 p.m. and I might be doing player ratings before that, provided I get someone to do it with. You
said 9 p.m. tomorrow. I'll jump on. I should have some time to jump on, definitely. But
okay,
just shoot me a message in the DM.
Yeah, it's usually a long stream. So even if you jump on at 10 p.m., I'll still be streaming.
Okay, no problem. Just let me know in the DMs and we'll get that sorted. But Nippon, Listen, make sure you let the people know where we can find you. I've got another 4 people backstage waiting, so I'm gonna try and get them back on.
You can find me on Instagram at Nippon with 4 I's and 3 U's. And you can also find me on my other Instagram, my food blog at Nippon Reviews Cuisines. You can find me on Twitter at NSSports93, which is my YouTube Twitter, and The Nippon Sharma, which is my personal Twitter. You can find me on YouTube at NS Sports TV and on my non-football related channel and non-sports channel, the British Lifestyle Blogger, where I do reviews for all things but football. Restaurants, flights, you name it.
There you have it, people. That's where we can find Nippon, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow for the player ratings. But next will be Uncle Justice. Thank you very much, Nippon, for jumping on, man. Take care, Nippon. No, actually, sorry, I didn't mean that. Uncle Justice, I made a huge mistake. Sorry. It is actually Hanno. I did forget about him, but I don't know if he's there. Hanno's been waiting for time. Then it's Uncle Justice. Then it's Zion. Then T-Boys. I'm definitely going to get you one last. T-Boys will be the last one that's on. But I've got the thumbs up there from Hanno. Let's go. Hanno, 6-0. Chelsea proved you wrong. I remember you saying that we was going to lose. But here we are with a win and 6 goals. Talk to me about today's game.
Really didn't expect it, but hey, it's good. It's good to be surprised sometimes. Hopefully, Chelsea will surprise us in the week and batter Real Madrid. Hopefully.
It's going to be tough. It's definitely going to be tough. But do you know what? I've been talking too much today. And I feel like I'm going to let you just talk through today's game because you gave such a good analysis on the Real Madrid game. I would like for you to dominate your time here and really show the people what you've got. Let's do this, my bro.
Okay, so first I'm going to give the realistic side and then the positive side. So realistic. Defensively, we are not ready, I believe, because sometimes Southampton will get through so easily and cross a ball in. So, and they leave so many gaps in their midfield, and I don't think Real Madrid will do that. And we need to be aware of the low block, and that's the one thing we haven't been able to score against. In open play like today, where it's open and free, we can score 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever, but in a low block we haven't been able to score. So yeah, and then the positive side is the pressing and the intensity was much better. And I want to praise Thomas Tuchel because I didn't thought of this. I don't think anyone thought that Ruben Loftus-Cheek would do a job at right wing back, and especially how he did it, because him and Mount will help the midfield. That brought lots of security to us. So yeah, but the only thing we need to be cautious is Real Madrid in the counter-attack against Alonso, because today we saw a few times them attacking that left side, and then Rudiger needs to come out and collect the ball on my attacker, or they drag out Thiago Silva, then luckily Kante is there to steal the ball for us or press them back into their own half. So yeah, and I just want to say shout out to Mason Mount of the new haircut. He gave George Benson effect. That's what I call it. So yeah, and then I don't think we will score a few of the goals like we did today against Real Madrid, like the Timo goal where he ran past the keeper. I don't think we will score such goal, but yeah, overall it is a positive performance, and I just want to say, Mount, keep doing that against Real Madrid, and you're back in my good books.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely. He needs
Timo,
to keep up with the consistency. I agree.
if you start, please make sure you are on A plus level, not on the level you were against Brentford or any of your other shit games. So yeah, that's all I have
Love.
to say. And I just want to give a shout out to Du Bois TV. He helped me out of a preview for the Premier League games, Everton vs Manchester United, where he predicted Everton to win 2-1. So, and they did win. So, yeah.
No, Hanno, big up yourself, man. You really explained that very well. I've got to get you on more, okay? And somebody is actually saying stuff about age restrictions. Listen, here's my thing, yeah. I don't swear. I don't say anything that is out of the ordinary for a child to hear. He's just somebody that wants to speak to his opinion, and I don't discriminate. I'm not going to stop him. The link is there. I'm pretty sure his parents know that he's watching this as well. Otherwise, he's not going to sit here at the time he's sitting down in Africa doing this. So obviously, I'm going to be respectful. Hanno, I'm always going to have you on the channel. I think you're very good. I can see that you've got a lot of talent behind you and you know what you're talking about. And I'm very happy to have you develop here. Don't let anybody else make you feel any otherwise. You understand? Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. In the last interactive live, I did put the link down there in the description. I will be doing so again. I'm not gonna lie, I will be putting that link down there again. But big up yourself, Hanno. Hopefully I will see you again on Tuesday with another smile on your face against Real Madrid if we do go through. Bless up. Listen, some of the people in the comments are saying, "Oh, we're joking" or whatever. Listen, but obviously a situation like that, it's a very serious situation. But you gotta understand, me personally, myself, I'm also a father. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna watch what I say. The lad wanted to express his opinion. I'm gonna let him do that. It's like I said, I don't discriminate. Obviously, I know he seems like a respectable kid. Obviously, his parents know what's going on. As long as they get that consent, it's cool. I ain't gonna be using no foul language or talking about any kind of adult. You get me? Any kind of adult conversation, you know, like that. But Uncle Jester's, thumbs up if you are ready, my bro. Let's go. 6-0, my bro.
Yeah, we kind of needed that, huh?
We did. We deserved that. We definitely deserved that.
So, yeah, we saw some first time things today. Timo Werner with the first annual Woody today because he hit both posts and the crossbar. So we're gonna come up with an award. Maybe send him a Funko Pop with like Woody Woodpecker or something like that. That's the first thing. Well, I tell you what, man, he is he's just a quandary, you know. He misses all the easy stuff, and then scores some of the harder goals. You know, the one tap in, but going around the keeper, that's not an easy skill, and that would be the one you'd think he'd miss, not a header from 3 yards out. Not the one that he went around and put off the post that Havertz put in. But yeah, I mean that's great to have him actually show up for once and do his thing. It's outstanding. I don't want to extrapolate anything from this game to Tuesday's game because Southampton aren't Real Madrid.
Facts.
There's a different class of football right there.
Yeah, golfing class to be precise. Yeah.
Right. But I did like the 3-4-1-2. And what that did, it allowed Mount to go to the side that Werner or Havertz wasn't on. And most of the time it was to the right because Timo likes to play off the left. Even if he started inside, he'll drift to the left. And so when you do that, you keep defenders guessing. Who's my guy? Who am I picking up now? And if you can create that, doubt, that maybe gives the offensive player a step on them, because they don't know if I'm supposed to get, Mount, Havertz, Werner. You don't know who you're getting.
Very difficult to pick them up. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very fluid. It looked nice. Not having Jorginho helped. We didn't have to play slow, ponderous, build up the play. It was quick. It was decisive. We moved the ball. We moved the ball forward. Most of the time, everything was forward. And when you do that, you'll create more chances. That's just the nature of the beast. The midfield we play today is the midfield we need to start on Tuesday. I don't want to see Jorginho in that midfield, because I know he had an assist, but even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. This is our best midfield pairing.
100%. I've said that so many times as well. 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah. And Conte looked better because of it. Because you had Kovacic to build up the play if you needed to. And he did it with his legs, not with, I'm gonna move the ball in about 10 or 15 seconds after I get it. So we had to play a faster tempo on Tuesday, like we did today. Mount playing deeper. We all say he's a better 8 than he is an inside forward. He played kind of the 10 role today, which is still more in the midfield. Was able to score outside the box, something we need to see more of from all of our players, by the way, not just him. But Alonso, let's just hope Alonso didn't put his one good match in for the next 2 months. He does that.
No, I hope not. I hope he's got one more in the tank for against Real Madrid, because I think he's going to be key as well. Those wide areas are going to be absolutely key for us. And I think I have to agree with several of the other listeners to say that I don't see Real Madrid sitting back and just trying to absorb pressure. Although good on the counter, yes, but I think it plays more into our hands if they do that, given the fact that it is a cup competition and we have nothing to lose, quite rightly, like Tony said. But given this 6-0 victory, does that give you optimism going into the Bernabeu on Tuesday?
Not the size of the victory, the way we played. Everybody was intense. Everybody went full 100%. Nobody was dragging ass. Everybody, even the subs when they came on, they were intense. We took our intensity level up a step, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can take that and say, okay, if you did that against Southampton, if you bring that type of energy into Tuesday's match, you at least give yourself the chance to do that thing, right? To pull off something that nobody pulls off. But you have to bring that intensity. And we lacked that last Wednesday. We lacked that the weekend before against Brentford. It was just, we're out here, we're going to win this game. It kind of looked like everybody was lethargic. I know a lot of people were giving some of the Muslim players excuses with Ramadan. I don't do that because I don't know how old you are, Guni, but I remember Hakeem Olajuwon during Ramadan, still ball out.
Well, even today, like they're not the only Muslim players that are playing football. You've got them across all of the major leagues that are playing.
Yeah, and it's so I don't give that as an excuse. You've been a Muslim longer than you've been a football player.
Yeah, exactly.
And so your body gets used to it. And the question I have, I've never got answered to this. I don't know if you know the answer. I know they can't eat and drink while the sun's up, but isn't that the thing? You can't eat or drink anything during the.
I don't know. I have no idea, bruv. I'm not Muslim myself, but probably somebody in the chat will be able to answer that for us.
Can it take an IV though? Is that allowed? See, that was my thing. Because you could sit those players, Rudiger, Conte, down at halftime and put an IV in them real quick and rehydrate them, right? I don't know if that's considered cheating or not, but
honestly, in terms of that, I'm not too sure. In fact, I should probably educate myself a bit more about that, to tell you the truth. But
Right.
I have no idea. But bruv, because you know what, when I talk to you, it's like, all right, Guni, this is a guy that's gonna put your feet on the ground and give you a bit more perspective. I still bro, after speaking to so many people, I still feel we can snatch 2 goals before halftime and turn this tie around. I can't help but feel it, bruv.
Well, we can. We have the talent to do so. Again, we have to keep the consistency with the intensity we showed today. And if we come out like that and we get an early goal, which is what we need, right? We need to get that early goal to put them on the back foot, and then they start questioning, what, is this going to be historic for us? Because once they get that in your mind, you get some doubt. Doubt is the mind killer. And so you sow that seed of doubt and put that in their head, then they make a mistake, right? Maybe Courtois fluffs a pass out of the back, or Nacho is not a great center back. Militao won't be there. Mendy will probably start. I don't think he played today. So you're going to have Alaba, Nacho, Carvajal, and Mendy. But you're basically going to have the same lineup other than Militao being there, right? That's a big loss. He's probably their best center back, but that's not saying much because he's never looked very good to me. But we move on that. We just have to again, and it depends on who we're playing. What lineup goes out there? If I see Jorginho in the lineup, my confidence level is going to go from about 80% to about 50%, because this dude is just too slow. And you can see when he was under Sarri how he played. The Italian national team, how they play, it's slow, it's ponderous. Yes, they have chances, but if you don't put those chances away because it's slow and ponderous, you fail to create as much as you should. Today we created the chances. And I want to see the front two again. Whoever's in the front two. If you're going to put Werner out there because you're going to ride this wave, put Werner out there. I'm fine with that. Of course, you've got to have Havertz, and Mount's going to be on the pitch. My only question is, and it was my question before Aspie tested positive, was, do you play Reece James at right center back to keep an eye on Vinicius Jr.? Because he has the pace to be able to keep up with him and to limit some of the stuff he does. And Ruben played well today as a wing back. Of course, our wing backs are midfielders in this system. They're not defenders. So that's why Ruben can play this position, because he's not. We don't play a 5-3-2. We play a 5-2-3. We play a 3-4 and then 1-2, or you can play a 3-5-2, depending on how you want to line them up. So they're midfielders in the system that have defensive responsibilities. So Ruben can play right or left midfielder. That's not an issue. And so do you put Reece James there at right center back like we ended the game? Except for, putting Thiago in, or do you say you let Christensen have at Vinicius again, and maybe change the assignments on who picks him up? Because if it's Christensen again, he does not have the pace. He's very fast. He just doesn't have that pace, and maybe he's got one foot out the door already. That's the only thing I always
possibly
with people that out of contrast. Before this game, Werner, when he was going into 50-50s, he would pull out. How many games do we see him pull out of challenges? And you're thinking, well, this guy's got his head to the next team because he knows he wants to go in the summer. So why is he going to go into those challenges, 50-50 challenges that can get him injured? And we saw that. He didn't do that today. Although still, the guy, it's just, even when he plays well, you can find those areas just to banter him. And like I said, he's got the Woody today. Me and Josh were going at it in DMs. I said, he can't buy a goal, but he loves wood, right?
No, I feel you. Hey, Uncle Jesters, I've got 2 more people that
Yeah,
are
bro, I
waiting
understand.
backstage, and I'm trying to wrap this up as soon as possible. I was supposed to take my son to the barbers like half an hour ago, but I'm trying to fit as many people in as possible.
I got you, bro.
Yeah, man, big up yourself. Hopefully, I'll see you again on Tuesday after Real Madrid, and we'll have even more to smile about, my bro.
I gotta work. I'll be at work.
He's gonna be at work, but even still, up the Blues. Let's make this happen. Yep. Zion, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. But beforehand, listen. After Zion, I'll only be taking T-Boys TV because I am extremely late. I was only planning to do 1 hour today, but I didn't want to keep everyone hanging. Jetto, I did see that you were waiting backstage, but you did come after I made the announcement. But definitely, what I'll do for you is next one, if you're there early, I'm going to have you jump in early. Man said 10 p.m. barbers, bruv. Have you not got the memo, fam? Man lives in New York City, cuz we're 5 hours behind. It's 5:30 p.m. Yeah? Trust me. Them 10:30 haircuts on a 6-year-old, that's kind of brutal still. I'm not like that, fam. But Zion, thumbs up. You ready to go? Yes. How you doing, my bro?
How you doing, man? You right?
Yeah, listen, I seen you waiting there for time patiently, and I really appreciate that you did, man. Big up yourself for doing so. But 6-0? Hey, talk to me.
To be honest with you, it's a great start to the weekend. I mean, I was watching the F1 as well today, qualifying as well. And, Ferrari got pole, so very happy with that also. And Chelsea, phenomenal job today. To be honest with you, we needed that. Let's be real. We needed that after the 2 humbling losses against Brentford and Real Madrid. It was shocking. I mean, and you know what? Tuchel, after that, Real Madrid was pissed, and you saw it. And he did say to Jeff Streets when he was interviewed, saying, "No, we don't go to Madrid. We go to Southampton, and I'll make sure these players go to Southampton and turn up." And he kept his word, because I've never seen such a performance like that from a team come out that quick and just dominate. I mean, okay, Southampton haven't been great on form. Let's be real, but I'm sorry, you do not go to an away ground, especially like again a team where, I mean, okay, they're not in a relegation battle, but they're at the bottom of the table, and they're not in form. And Chelsea are the type of team that if a team's not in form, they get on form against Chelsea.
100%.
So playing like that in the first half and coming out that quick, it was brilliant. Let's be real. And very happy for Timo, obviously, and Mason Mount, both of them basically, obviously doubters, from fans on their careers and everything like that. Obviously, Mason Mount, in my opinion, is a long-term future here. Don't know about Timo Werner. I still think he's just, I mean, you saw that second goal when he scored. If you saw the Leipzig compilations people saw on YouTube, it's exactly how he did at Leipzig when he scored that goal.
Yeah.
So that's what people have been waiting for from Timo Werner. I mean, let's be real, everyone on here has said that he could have had 5 goals today.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So, in my opinion, it was just a great performance from everyone. I mean, Tuchel got it right. Werner did well. Mount got goal, assist, 2 goals and assists as well. So overall, it was a professional, comfortable, and well-deserved performance after those 2 games that we had at Stamford Bridge.
Absolutely. And it gives us something to think about in terms of selection for our game against Real Madrid this week. After what you saw today, bruv, does that give you some optimism going to the Bernabeu?
I would like to say yes, but I would like to say no as well, because Real Madrid are different compared to Southampton. This is we're talking about a 13-time, European champions here. We're not talking about some team that gets pammed every year 9-0, by different teams.
Fact.
So, in my opinion, this is a different, kettle of fish that we're frying with here. And Karim Benzema, I just
don't get any bigger than that, does it?
No. I just hate when people disrespect this guy's name. And you know what? He is so underappreciated in the world of football right now. People talk about the Haalands, the Mbappes, the Lewandowskis, and rightfully so. But Benzema, you got to give this guy his flowers. He dominated that first game, in that first leg. And without him, Real Madrid are not getting 3 goals.
Without him, they're not going past PSG.
No. Without him, they're not going anywhere, near this stage of the Champions League. He's that pivotal player. If we close him out in that second leg and we just don't give them a sniff and we score, say, first early on and get a quick start like we did against today, we might have a chance. Don't get me wrong, this is the Champions League. Crazy things happen in Champions League nights. I mean, Liverpool turned over a 4-1 deficit from Barcelona at Anfield.
They did.
You know what I mean? So it's not like it can't be done. It can be done. But the question is, will these players bring out the same mentality they did in this game, in the Real Madrid game? Because Real Madrid are a different kettle of fish. I know people are saying their midfield's aging, but it's experience. That midfield has got Champions League winners and multiple Champions League winners. So they know how to win a game. They know how to, to grind out a result. So Ancelotti as well, brilliant coach. He knows how to get the job done. And I think if we start good, get the first goal, move on, I think we can do it. But like I said, it's one of those. I wouldn't be if we put a performance like we did today and get knocked out, I'll be happy.
Same.
I'll be very happy. At least the players and the manager showed passion. Mm-hmm. But if we play a real performance like we did again in the first leg and we get absolutely hammered out of the Champions League,
we'll be out before the first half. Yeah, we'll be out before the first half's over. 100%.
Yeah, it'll be like basically all that hard work going into this game, all that hype around that Southampton 6-0 thrashing will all just disappear. People won't be remembering, Chelsea beat Southampton 6-0, that confidence boot. They'll be talking about the humiliating loss and getting knocked out of the Champions League. And remember, this is our title.
Yeah.
Remember, we're defending this. Mm-hmm. This is not like we're going it for the first time. We're 2-time winners. We're going for a third time. We want to win it for the third time. But the question is, to win it for the third time, this is the time to show your class, your worth, and the passion for the club that you play for,
and your European pedigree. 100%.
Exactly.
100%. Big up Chelsea perspective for the super chat. The fact we recognise how difficult that game will be gives me hope. Absolutely, this is Real Madrid we're talking about. They're no mugs. And it brings me back to a question that Diego C. Palace put up in here. Would you man mark or at least close down Benzema more? Who could you task to do that better? Now, this is the thing with Benzema. He operates in a similar role to what Kai Havertz does. So man marking him will not be the best option, because with a footballing brain, not just with his, but Luka Modric around that and Kroos around that, with the space that's going to leave, it's going to absolutely slaughter us. I would not do that, especially the fact that Benzi likes to operate and hover in between that defence and midfield. We leave space there, we're finished. We're absolutely finished.
Just, if we get overrun in the midfield like we did in that first leg, the game's done and dusted. Vinicius Jr. had a stellar game against Christensen. In my opinion, Vinicius Jr. is the type of guy that you need to close down. If you close him down, shut him down, most of Benzema's, if you've seen La Liga games and Real Madrid games, Vinicius and Benzema link up phenomenally well.
Very well, yeah. Excellent.
And if you take out Benzema's one right hand man, which is Vinicius, that's a lot of thing you're stopping. Benzema isn't gonna come and he will press at you. Don't get me wrong, but he's not the type of guy who'll do aggressive tackles and win the ball back. His midfield, his defense, and his wingers will help him do that, and set him up for the goal. If you stop them, you stop Benzema. In my opinion, you do not. He's the type of guy that is very shrewd when it comes to playing football, and especially in that role. In my opinion, he's one of the shrewdest strikers I've seen in the world of football, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. He gets goals out of nowhere. His headers are just next level as well.
Ridiculous,
I mean, those headers at Stamford Bridge was just like, the second one, to guide it in the corner was just immaculate. And if you close down his wingers, especially Vinicius, I think Benzema, you kind of stop a vital part in his movement to score goals. So, in my opinion, Tuchel's got to go with a game plan. If he's going to start Alonso, say again, in my opinion, he's got to start Alonso, but Alonso's got to have another a game like he had today. He just can't have one game and then after that just drop off.
I think Kovacic being in that lineup massively helps Alonso as well.
Kovacic, in my opinion, is our key player when he takes the ball forward. In my opinion, he's the only player in that team that can drive the ball forward. And I think in the world of football, Kovacic is very underappreciated when it comes to driving with the ball. He was so underappreciated at Real Madrid because you saw the way he glides with the ball. The ball looks like sometimes stuck on his foot, and you just can't take it off him. He's so underappreciated, and I think Kovacic starting along with Jorginho would be really good. I think give Kante a little rest now. Kante's played today. That's it. You give him a rest. You do not want to use him up too much as well. Like I said, he's 30 years old now. He's more of an injury-prone type of player now, but you give him a rest. You play Kovacic. You play the likes of Reece James in this game. You play your best players in the biggest game. You play your best players, and in my opinion, you stick with the same back three. I would say you play Alonso and Reece James. Obviously, Alonso has to be worried about his obviously defensive thingies, but if we're playing a back three, wing backs obviously Alonso will be mainly forward. I think you start. I don't know if you would start Timo Werner, but in my opinion, if Madrid sit back, you can't start him. No, because he'll just run through it and then he'll just get bodied out. And remember, Real Madrid defenders are quite big and solid. I mean, Alaba and Nacho are quite built. So if they're playing a high line, then start Timo Werner. But if not, then I'd probably start the likes of even Ziyech with the balls in. For Kai Havertz, I'd probably start Mount again. In my opinion, Matt had a great game today just to start. Yeah, so it's his new haircut, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, like I said, if we start off good, we start off fast, I think we can do it. But I wouldn't get too confident right now. It's a game that there's a lot on the line. I mean, let's be real. If we get knocked out, we get knocked out. But I want at least a fight to show that we put in the effort but we just weren't good enough on that day. 100%. So, in my opinion, it's either win or lose. I don't think this is the only trophy, in my opinion, I want for this season. I know we're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, but the Champions League is the one I want since we're not in the title race. So if we do go well, even if we go in the semi-finals and get knocked out, I'll take that still. But a trophy, in my opinion, at least this season, and a top 4 finish would be an okay season for me.
We go through against Real Madrid. My money's on Chelsea to win it. I'm sorry. That would be the biggest statement of the competition so far if we pull this off.
We'll get Man City then. So in the semis, and like I said, in our clear runnings this season, we haven't been well, but I think Tuchel then will have to work his even ass off more to get fair instead of that, because we played them last year in the final. This is a semi-final. City won't make a mistake.
2 legs as well.
Yeah, City won't make a mistake like they did in the final. Pep will be ready. So it'll be. I think I wouldn't mind an all-English final again or an all-English semi-final. So we'll see what happens. To be honest with you.
No, 100%. But Zion, thank you very much for joining in, man. Some brilliant points that you did bring up. But yeah, man, hopefully I'll see you again on Tuesday after the game if you're around, my bro. I'm going to do another interactive live. But thank you. Hey, T-Boys TV, last but definitely not least, going to bring you on. Thumbs up if you're ready, my bro. There we go. Yo, how you doing, my guy?
Yeah, I'm all right. Yourself?
Yeah,
obviously, I know you'll be in a better mood after that Chelsea game.
Hey, we needed that. I'm 42 minutes over time, but it's all right. I'm not trying to leave nobody behind. But you've been waiting very, very patiently. I appreciate that. You've been here from the beginning, so I really appreciate that. But obviously you're not a Chelsea fan, so this one's going to be a little different. I'm actually going to just let you do your preview on Luton. And who do Liverpool play tomorrow? Man City tomorrow.
Man City. Yeah.
Hey, you're going to have to give us a little preview on that before you go as well. But definitely start off with the Luton one.
Okay, I'll start off with the Luton one. So, yeah, I don't know if you saw today, Nottingham Forest got a massive win against Birmingham, which has put them third in the table now. So this game versus Huddersfield, like I said, it's a must-win really for Luton. You look at it, and like I said yesterday, the Peterborough game has put us in a really sticky situation. Like, that should have been a 3 points. And like I said, no disrespect to them. I know they're fighting for their lives and everything, but teams like Hull City went there and won 3-0. Do you know what I mean? They got nothing to really play for. So, yeah, it's one of them. Do I think Luton can beat Huddersfield? Yes, I do. You look at Huddersfield like recently, they haven't been overly great, in my opinion. You look at when they played Hull City. I think I mentioned it on one of these before. They narrowly won that. And Luton actually went there the week before and won 3-1, convincing the whole game, until the end. But they scored at the end, but it's too little too late. And then there was a recent game before that. They lost 3-0 at home to Bournemouth, who obviously we know they've got quality, but they haven't overly been the best in the last couple of weeks. And like I said yesterday as well, there was a Bournemouth fan that I saw on the way, and even he wasn't that confident. So there's a lot of things going into it. I do think the manager needs to get it right this time. I love the guy. He's been brilliant for Luton. The jump up he's done with us. But, yeah, he got it wrong the other day. I feel he brung on our captain who hasn't played in 3 months. We went defensive when we needed to get another goal. And it just it just wasn't right. It really wasn't right. But, yeah, I've backed us to win this game. I actually do championship, like a championship show on someone else's channel. And funny enough, they've literally just come in the comments now. And,
Is this the channel right here, Perry Sports?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, man. If you want to find that championship talk, make sure you subscribe to Perry Sports, where you can find some more of my brother here, T-Boy TV, where we'll be reviewing the championship. But talk to us about tomorrow's game, because that could be a title decider for you boys. And I ain't gonna lie, bruv. I still think that you're gonna pip them to the 3 points tomorrow. I think you can get it.
I mean, it's not a bad shout. For the game, I've went with a draw. However, if I do think someone will win, I do think it will be Liverpool. The only reason I say draw is because the last time we actually beat him at the Etihad, I believe, was actually the Champions League. And I think that was in like 2018. So we haven't really travelled there, getting 3 points recently. That is the only thing. But Pep's looking, he's sounding a bit stressed. He's talking about us in pretty much every interview. I don't know if you've noticed that. And I think he's a bit nervous ever since we, was above for a couple of hours, because that hasn't happened pretty much the whole season.
Yeah.
I think he's a bit nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Shaking in his boots a little, 100%.
But yeah, it's definitely it's gonna be a tough one. My nerves weren't really kicking in, but now they are starting to kick in a little bit. And like you said though, if someone does win, I do think it will be us. I do. I think there's more confidence around us right now. I know City are, still grinding out results and that, but I just think, now that we've had the bit where we've actually been above them, and it hasn't been like that for a while, I think that gives us a little bit more, of an edge in that perspective. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a very interesting one.
You see, the only thing that separates the two for me, obviously City are playing at home, which is the advantage. But just looking at the way Liverpool have been defending up until now, it's been brilliant stuff. You barely concede anything. I think you've got a hell of a lot of a stronger defense than Manchester City does. I think going forward is where they're stronger than defending, but I think Liverpool are just as strong defensively and going forward, which is the advantage that I will give to you lot tomorrow. If you do win, I think it will be a very, very narrow victory.
Yeah,
I think,
definitely.
Yeah, but do you know what? And people might call me crazy for this, bruv. I reckon you could even clean sheet him tomorrow. I reckon you could keep a clean sheet.
It's not a bad shout. It's really not a bad shout. Like you said, our defence has been really good. Like I've seen Liverpool fans even saying they wouldn't even mind Konate and Matip at the back.
Wow.
Van Dijk's I've heard a lot of people saying, obviously me, I wouldn't go with that. I think we need to go with the strongest in the Premier League. What we have been going with which is Van Dijk and Matip. But it's crazy. It is honestly crazy. And another thing I was going to say that you're talking about the defence, it looks like they won't have Diaz. For the
that's
game.
huge. That's huge.
Obviously, like we know, he is basically their Van Dijk.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is an advantage we have got. And I think another thing we've got in it is the attack. Our attacks. I was doing a combined 11 yesterday of a City fan, and even he was saying, I think ours is just levels when it comes to the attack. Their midfield, obviously, But I think the standout is obviously because us, we've got you can even see, Diaz on the bench sometimes or Jota. It's just mental to think that, but yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well, is it's that they're both match winners that could potentially be sitting on the bench. You can afford to do that. So that just goes to show, man, Liverpool's recruitment, although they don't have as much money to spend as the Chelseas and Manchester Cities, they identify very, very well. And me personally, I put my hands up. I'll say, after you lot won the Prem and the Champions League, I thought, all right, eventually it's gonna phase out. But it just seems like you lot are here to stay, because what's more important than money is having a sporting plan and having scouts that can actually identify what you need and, match players with the philosophy of Jurgen Klopp. So it seems that relationship between the two seems to be working very well, and Liverpool look for now like they're here to stay. But before we call this a wrap, let the boys or let the people know in the chat where they can find you, what you've got that you've put out today, or if you've got anything coming out tomorrow. Let them all know.
So just quickly, Carvalho as well, bringing him in. I think that's going to be a very similar player to Harvey Elliott as well.
From Fulham, right? He's an exciting little prospect, him as well, 100%.
Yeah, so I just had to get that one in. But yeah, T-Boys TV, I haven't uploaded anything today. Tomorrow I've got watch along to the Liverpool game, and then I'm doing the Hatter show. So I'm doing that with my dad, which is obviously talking about Luton, and I'm doing it. I've got a Huddersfield fan for tomorrow. So if many of you could subscribe to my channel, that'd be much appreciated. T-Boys TV. And thank you again, Guni, for bringing me on.
Yeah, no problem, man. And once I'm done here, I'm going to put everybody's links in the description, as I always do. But Tyler, thank you very much for joining in. I'm actually going to call this a day. I've been on here for almost an hour longer than I should have. But again, I don't want to leave anybody hanging. Jetto345, I appreciate that I couldn't. I'm sorry I couldn't take your call. I left the link up stupidly after I said I wouldn't be taking up any more calls. But if you're here early enough, I promise I will skip you ahead. I'll make sure you do go first, or I won't leave you hanging for too long. I promise. But to everybody that's in here, please make sure you do smash the like button and subscribe if you are new. We are on the road to 10K. Please help us make it happen. Let's grow this community. Let's get more opportunities here. Do you know what I mean? And let's try and keep Guni over time for much longer, because that's only a good sign. It means more people want to give their opinions. But I appreciate every single one of you. Up the Chelsea 6-0 emphatic victory. I will be featuring on Troops' next episode of Back Again. Not that he's confirmed with me, but I don't give a shit. I'm getting myself on there by nook or cranny, mate. Yeah? You best believe. Yeah, the call this week is going to be wild. Yeah, 6-0 Chelsea, 2-0 Brighton, 1-0 for Everton. What a weekend it's been. Unfortunately, it was an emphatic 4-0 for Spurs away from home at Aston Villa, but that is even more salt in the wounds for the Arsenal fans. But until tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, I'm probably going to get Eunice on tomorrow. I'll shout in tomorrow. Until tomorrow, people, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, please make sure you stay safe. Up the Blues and bless up, people. Love